Hi, welcome to my class, Internet Basics, the Author's Edition. Not an author? That's okay. If you're on the internet, this information applies to you too. I'm Carlene from Inksplasher.com. I'm also Inksplasher on Facebook and Pinterest, and Ink_Splasher on Twitter and Instagram. I have worked in the publishing industry since 1981. I owned a small publishing company for several years. I've acted as an acquisitions editor for other publishers. I've worked for and with multiple printers and book presses, and I even worked the sales side as assistant manager of a bookstore. I am also a published author. Now I specialize in freelance author services, focusing on creating both print and digital books and book-related marketing promotional products. As an author, it is becoming more and more vital that you have a solid online presence. You need to help your readers find you. To do this, you'll need a website, an email address, and at least one social media account. I have another course called Increasing Your Online Presence that outlines exactly what you need to have and why. But if you're a little unsure how it all fits together, Internet Basics is a great place to start. Or you can use it as a refresher course. There are 2 free downloadable PDF files that accompany this class. The Internet Basics Worksheet is a handy form to enter your information for navigating the Internet. And the Internet Basics Cheat Sheet that lets you quickly find the terminology we cover in the class without having to log into your computer. If you're new to the world of the Internet, you might be struggling with some of the terminology. When people start talking about domains and URLs, servers and websites, do you feel a little lost or overwhelmed sometimes? Or maybe you're just tired of being schooled by a 9-year-old. I tell you, my grandson teaches me stuff every time we go online together. Internet Basics is exactly that, the basics. It is a very simple introduction to the Internet where we cover beginning vocabulary using an easy-to-understand analogy. Since we're all human beings living in some type of dwelling on planet Earth, we have a fairly good grasp of what that entails. Let's use that as our point of comparison. This is me in real life. This is virtual me on the Internet. Let's call her Jane. I live on planet Earth. Jane lives on the Internet. On Earth, I need a road or some type of path to get from my home to someplace else. These paths connect me to other places in the world around me. On the Internet, Jane also needs a road or some type of path to get from one place to another. This path is provided by an Internet Service Provider, or ISP. Jane's ISP company will set her up with the cables and routers needed to connect her computer or internet or device to the Internet. There are many Internet service providers. Some are national companies, others are local. If you're in the market, check with your neighbors to find a provider with strong, reliable service. I own or rent rights to a particular plot of land. This is where I will build my house. I pay annual property taxes on that plot of land. Jane does not usually own her plot of internet space, but she will have rights to an area inside someone else's giant computer. The giant computer is called a server. The company that owns the giant computer is called a host or a hosting company. Like internet service providers, there are many hosting companies, both national and local. If you're in the market, be sure to do your research to find a reliable company that provides great customer service. My plot of land has a specific street address. I share this address with my family and friends so they can come visit me. Jane's spot that she rents from her hosting company also has a specific address called a domain name or a URL, such as www.janesmith.com. Or in my case, it's www.inksplasher.com. Jane shares her URL address with everyone so they can come to visit her online. On my plot of land, at my specific address, I have built a house. This is where I live and where I keep all my stuff. Through Jane's hosting company and at her domain, she has built a website. The website is where Virtual Jane lives. It's where she keeps all her online stuff. When people want to contact me, they send a letter to my street address. I check my mailbox every day. Sometimes I get good mail, like a letter from an old friend or an invitation to a party. Sometimes I get junk mail. I open the good stuff and throw the junk in the trash. When people want to contact Jane, they send a message to her email address. An email address will look something like this: jane@domain.com. Jane checks her email every day because sometimes there will be great messages there, like a message from a fan or an invitation to speak at a writing conference. Sometimes Jane gets junk email, which we call spam. She just clicks delete and sends those to the trash. When I want to party with my friends, I meet them someplace fun, like a restaurant where we can gab for hours. There are a lot of places to meet my friends. Some places I don't like, so I don't go there very often, and that's just fine. When Jane wants to party with her online friends, she meets them on Facebook or Twitter or another social media site. There are a lot of social media sites. Jane loves some of them, and she really dislikes others, and that's just fine. She hangs out at the ones she likes and doesn't worry about the others. There are some key things to remember while you're learning the internet. First, remember that you're learning. This is kind of like learning a new language or foreign customs. It will take some time to get the hang of it, and you will probably make a few mistakes. Don't be discouraged. Just refer back to this video in your worksheet for a review. Second, there will be a learning curve. Just like there is a learning curve for any new skill, there's one for using the internet. You get better at something the more you practice. If you don't already do this, I recommend checking your email daily as a first step. Log in, delete all the spam, and quickly read and respond to the important stuff. As an important second step, pick a social media site and set up an account. Check in every day or every other day. You don't have to spend a lot of time there. 5 minutes is plenty. Like a few things, comment on a few things, post something, then go. If you do this, you'll be a pro in just a few weeks. When you get frustrated, and almost everyone does when they're learning something new, stop and take a deep breath. No one expects you to be a pro in a day. You can figure it out. Take your time, use Google to get information, and remember, trial and error is a great learning tool. The most important thing to remember is that you can do this. You really, really can. When I first started, I was completely overwhelmed. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was so afraid I would mess something up. But the truth is, there's very few things you can do to mess things up so badly that you can't recover from them. I asked friends for help. I found mentors. I learned how to use Google to get information, and then I just kept practicing and learning. Break things down into small pieces. Do what you can. Do it at your own pace. But remember, the most important thing is you can do this. And if you get stuck, I'm happy to help. Here are some good ways to get valuable tips from me. First, visit my website, that's www.inksplasher.com, and subscribe to my newsletter. I send it out once a month and fill it with lots of tips and information on writing and promoting books, as well as announcing new courses and webinars. And sometimes I also include a newsletter-only freebie. Next, find me on Facebook. That's my favorite social media, and it's where you can find me most often. Go like my Facebook page, Ink Splasher. Just type in the word Ink Splasher in the search field and you'll find me. On that page, I will share general tips and post videos on writing, publishing, and all things related to being a successful author. Then you can join my Facebook group. It's called Splash Your Ink. There, we can build a community of authors to support each other and ask and answer questions. If you need author services during your writing and publishing journey, I offer editing, typesetting, ebook formatting, cover design, and help building websites at competitive prices. And coming soon, for those of you who prefer to do it yourself, I'll be posting more tutorials and webinars to help you along the way. Thanks for viewing my webinar, Internet Basics. Don't forget to download the Internet Basics worksheet and the Internet Basics cheat sheet that go with this class. You'll have complete access to both this video and the downloadable files forever. Just log into your account here at inksplasher.com and you'll find them in your downloads file. I wish you the very best in your career as an author, and I hope to see you in my Facebook group.